Jason. Jason, we really need your playoff predictions. I'll tell you what, just roll the beginning. I'll know what to say to get him out, to wake him up. Roll the beginning. Jason, people think that you're not doing any videos because your team was such a train wreck during the season. What do you think about that?
No, I'm not afraid of the haters. It has nothing to do with... It's playoff time now. I'm not in the playoffs, and I just have this sickening feeling in my stomach because I have nothing to set my playoff team for. It's kind of like if you've ever been in a car ride with Ben's Champions for about 3 hours, and you just have to listen to him talk about his team that entire time. It's a sickness you can't get rid of. It's pretty bad.
Well, let's look at your prediction, shall we? First of all, you did have Team V finishing in first place, and they did win going away. I guess we can't argue that.
Nailed it.
Also had Meeps and Alaska Glaciers finishing 3 and 4. You know, you swapped them, but that's pretty close. That's really good.
I'm awesome.
And you were basically wrong. you were wrong on everything else.
No, you see, it's time for a brand new segment. Now, with injuries, Globo Gym was not going to do as well as I predicted. No doubt about that. However, if Globo Gym would have not... What's the word I'm looking for? He has what we like to call, in the prediction business, finish in 6th place-itis. He does not want to do that because he either has to be in first place or I'm playing for next year. And he would say to you that he was not playing for next year, but if you look at the transactions that he made in the last 2 months, he was playing for next year. Because in his mind, if he's not in first place, he's not in any place. So he was already playing for next year. Next. This one, it's not really, I'm not capable of sugarcoating this. It's my team. Okay, Bear Bashers completely whiffed. Now, I would say, the only thing I can say is that I think if someone else, some other fantasy schmo, looked at my team going into the season, they wouldn't have thought it would be as bad as it was. Okay, I will say that. But this actually was the best thing that could have happened to me because even if I would have made the playoffs, I would have been one and done anyway, most likely, and I needed a complete reboot. I'm trying to be, the Houston Astros or the Chicago Cubs of our league where I'm going to take my lumps for a couple years, but then look out for me in a little bit. I'm going to be the first guy who actually sticks to this plan because a lot of other teams and other GMs have not done that. They can't take the lumps. I'm ready to take the lumps. Here I come. Beat me down. Now, Ben's Champions actually only finished a game and a half or 2 games out of the playoffs, something like that. So he was right there, even though he finished in the 8th spot. He was right there, almost on the cusp of making the playoffs. However, what I would say is that he is a case study for why you cannot have so many players on your team. There was no Wario Magic this year, and that is the reason. Because look at it. You've got Machado, Chris Davis, Adam Jones, who all had very good, serviceable, better than serviceable fantasy years, and yet there he is still not making the playoffs. So that's what I say. Case study. can't have that many players of one team on your fantasy
Now,
team.
Five Swords actually did about what I thought he would do. He's a game into the playoffs, even though he's the 5 seed, because there's that little jumbo mess up there, the 5, 6, 7, 8. So he did really do about what I thought he would do. So I don't want to take anything away from Five Swords. Congratulations, Five Swords. You finally made the playoffs. Make the most of it. I also would like to give props to the Core 4, formerly my liver hurts, as he definitely turned his team from no way, no chance team at the beginning into an almost playoff team. You still didn't make it, but you gave a good old college try, and that's all we can ask for.
If all that makes you feel better about yourself, whatever floats your boat, I guess, as they say. But what about now? You actually have real solid playoff predictions. That's what inquiring minds want to know.
Funny you should ask that, Ira, because here is the lowdown. We have a 6 seed in Zips against a 3 seed in Alaska Glaciers. And usually 6 seeds have beaten the 3 seeds. It seems like more often than not in our league. Now, I believe this one is going to be a nail biter. Very, very close. There's a lot of things that are similar. We've got Zips 5-4 since week 13 in overall matchups, and we've got Alaska Glaciers 4-3 in overall matchups recently. Now, the last few weeks, if we just go into like the last week or 2 or 3, Alaska Glaciers has been a little bit better than Zips. So, after careful consideration, I have narrowed this down to a coin flip. And in this coin flip, Alaska Glaciers has been victorious. So Alaska Glaciers will move on to the next match up. Okay, this one is actually, it didn't take me that long to decide who was going to win this one. We've got the 4 seed in Team Jobu, and we've got the 5 seed in Five Swords, ironically. And the biggest reason why I like Five Swords in this matchup is because Jobu has a couple of guys in Miggy and Cargo who have nothing to play for right now and probably will not play every day. And when those things happen, then Five Swords comes over and chumps on him. And also, we have a pitching matchup, which I don't think is great either. Cueto has not pitched good recently. And yes, he has Arrieta, Jobu does. But you actually look at some of the other names that Five Swords has. Verlander's pitching better. Archer's looking good. And obviously Bumgardner. I still think it'll be a close matchup. I don't think Hartlaub has the ability to blow out anybody. But I'm going with a 10-6 win. And Five Swords move it on. Okay, now we have the semifinal matchup. We have Team V versus Five Swords. And you know what? Five Swords, as much as I want to give him the upset win, I just can't do it. I still don't like Team V that great, especially the way he's been playing recently. But you just look at his lineup, and you've got a Donaldson who can just completely go off, and you still have Trout on that team as well. It just doesn't make sense. I still think it'll be close. I think it'll be close. I'm going to go with a 9-6 win. I think it'll be that close. I think Five Swords can hang, but I like Five Swords pitching especially better right now. But I think in the offensive categories, Team V will have enough to move on to the championship. Okay, now we finally get to who is the hottest team of all, and that is Team Meeps. Meeps has a 3-game winning streak going into the playoffs. He has this gentleman named Clayton Kershaw who is on fire. And I believe that Alaska Glaciers is no matchup for Team Meeps. And Meeps wins this one going away. I'm going to say 11-4, 11-5. I'll give him 5. 11-5, and I don't think it's really that close. The score will not demonstrate the beating that takes place. So we will have a championship of V versus Meeps in a battle of fantastic team names. Okay, and to finish up, I know this isn't going to surprise anybody, but yeah, Meeps is going to win the championship, and he's going to win this one going away. Look at the names that he has right now and how they're performing. You got Brian McCann, who's up to like 25 home runs now, and he's been really, really red hot recently. Addison Russell hitting all kinds of home runs for the Cubs suddenly. Joey Votto is hitting like 470 in the last 4 weeks. To go along with the amazing pitching staff that Meeps has, and it's not going to be close. I'm going to a 11-4 4. 11-4. Meeps wins the championship, gets back into winning all the championships that Meeps has won over the previous years and all that other stuff. So there you go, Ira. There it is. What do you have to say about it?
And as always, I'm sure they'll be completely all wrong, and it'll make my day even better.
Foosball? I know nothing about the foosball. Ira, if you're so smart, you take them over. You're the video guru for the football videos. Go. The end. I'm out.
Uh-oh.